Bulldog Nation, you are now going to witness, watch, and listen to the best podcast in the league. Get set for a wild ride with From the Hill Podcast, featuring Wayne Cartwright, Damian Green, Tenarius Gooden, David Thomas, Jennifer Murray, and Corey Williams. Don't miss out. Subscribe now to From the Hill Podcast. It's time to turn up the excitement and make some noise.
What's going on, family?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, long time no see.
Hey,
Very long time.
until I see you again.
Exactly, man. Hey, man, I hope everybody out there is doing great. Hope everybody got refreshed. Those that were at homecoming, like the four of us. It was epic, man. It was epic.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. The people was outside.
I'm still struggling.
Man. Jen, you still struggling?
I'm still struggling.
Let me tell y'all, yesterday was the biggest struggle I've ever experienced. My flight got in, I think around 10:30, and prior to me catching my flight, me and another one of my chapter members, we connected with our Charlotte students and took them out to brunch just to catch up with them, see how they're doing, in class and things like that. And so that was the only time I ate prior to me landing back in Charlotte. That was around like 1 o'clock. So I get home and went to stop and got me something to eat. I did not go to the gym in the morning. That just wasn't gonna happen at all. That just wasn't gonna happen. So I just get up and start getting ready for work, and I'm just struggling. I'm dragging. Y'all saw my post. I said I had 148 emails that I had to respond to, and it was just bad. I should have took Monday off. Lesson learned. Lesson learned.
I had 2 Pilates classes booked on Monday and Tuesday. Both of them got canceled. It's nothing I can do. We'll try it again Thursday.
Yeah.
But Monday and Tuesday, absolutely not.
Man, I'm so glad the whole From the Hill podcast crew got together on for homecoming. All of us in one location.
Yes, man. And we got the pictures to prove it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come to the Hill for the first time in 25 years, man. So
Yeah.
I got to run with my boy the entire weekend. So that was awesome.
Man, it was so good to see OJ.
Listen.
Yeah,
that
man.
made
So,
my homecoming.
but I drove back on Sunday. I got back about 3:30, and then y'all know, I got my other, I got my platform. So I got home. I watched the Jackson State Alabama State game before I got on and did my show. So I was running on fumes when I was on the air. I might not have looked like it, but man, I'm still got that homecoming hangover though. I still miss, and I'm thinking about all the people that I did not get a chance to see. There were so many people that I did see, but man, if I didn't see you and you know me, man, listen, it ain't because I wasn't looking for you.
Exactly.
Right. And I just want to say that I bet next time when I tell y'all get up and go work out, y'all gonna get up and go work out or do something before y'all go out to do all that tailgating and everything y'all did this past weekend. Everybody talking about, oh, my knees hurt. Oh, my hips hurt. Oh, this hurt. Oh, that hurt. I bet you get up early in the morning and try to get some kind of work in next time.
They said they got enough steps in.
Nah.
Yeah. Miss Hollis, we got the pics. We have it on our From the Hill podcast Facebook page and also on our Instagram. So if you just go to that, you'll see our picture. I mean, Dave took a selfie, and then we got one that's sitting right out in front of Corey's tailgate area. So we do have it. So
And a quick shout out to Laquita, because that is one of our Charlotte chapter members. So shout out to her.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Hollis, Laquita. Good to see you.
She is a diehard Bulldog, 1,000 toes down.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Jermaine said, howdy y'all, still tired. Yeah, I saw you, Jermaine, out there. Good evening. Go Bulldogs, go Bulldogs. Long live thy fame. What's up, Brand? All you good folks out there.
Another Charlotte chapter member.
And so I'm working.
Go ahead, Jen.
I'm working this week because, listen, I said I can't take off no more because I'm off all next week. Because we run it back next week. But
Lord,
we
Lord.
like I'm still celebrating my birthday and I'm still celebrating A&M. So listen, I'm resting this week, but we back outside next week. I'm off all week.
Y'all know
Yeah,
what next week is.
So next week, man, got that Magic City Classic week. So listen, everybody who's just joining, those that are watching, that always watch us, those that are watching for the very first time, welcome. So what we got going on here, we have across the bottom of the screen, you have your upcoming sports schedules. So you see football, much needed bye week after 7 straight games in 7 weeks. They sit at 4-3 after winning the homecoming game 45-25 over Valley. So they get a bye week this week before the Magic City Classic next week. Of course, we'll talk about that all next week. You've got volleyball, who's on a road trip right now. They got a win yesterday at Valley. They head to Memphis next before they go to Alabama State on Friday, which is a big game for them. Soccer's in full effect, golf, bowling, basketball, man, which is what we're talking about tonight. Exhibition win last night for our men down there balling in Boutwell, man. So we get to talk about that tonight. And also, there's season tickets that have to be purchased. You got to get season tickets for basketball. And also, you still got 2 home games coming up in the month of November that you can still buy single game tickets to. You've got the game on the 8th against Prairie View and the game the very next week on the 15th, the home finale against FAMU. So you still got 2 dates to buy football tickets, but make sure y'all get in full effect, right?
And let me shout out our women's soccer team. I got a chance to catch the tail end of the soccer match versus Prairie View. They completely shut out Prairie View. So shout out to them. The crowd was there. The energy was hype. Like, I got to make more soccer games. I had a ball.
Yeah, they won 5-0 on Sunday. 5-0 on Sunday against Prairie View. So, yeah, shout out to soccer. Shout out to everybody, man, doing it big. So, hey, and everybody also make sure you hit the like button. If you have not hit the like button, hit the like button. Tell everybody about the show. Say, hey, From the Hill Podcast is on, y'all. Make sure y'all get on and get in full effect because they're talking to basketball tonight. So, y'all know what it is. Before we get started tonight, I got to give a big shout out to these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll do this real quick and then we'll be right back.
Stand out, show pride, represent your legacy. The King McNeil Collection brings you premium college gear and Divine 9 paraphernalia made with style, quality, and culture in mind. Whether you're repping your alma mater or honoring your fraternity or sorority, KingMcNeil.com has what you need to wear it bold. Shop the collection today and let your look tell your story. Visit KingMcNeil.com, where tradition meets fashion. Use discount code FTH15 to receive 15% off.
Yeah, and big shout out to King McNeil, man. They were in the house. Go ahead, Corey, talk about it, man.
Yes, man. King McNeil was in the house. They had a pop-up shop from all week doing homecoming, man. Great team, great gear, good quality. A&M really showed them love. Not only A&M, but the Greeks and the Greek sororities and fraternities. They showed them love. They said they got to come back. They enjoyed their time here, and they had a good successful event. So great job, man. Y'all go out there and shop with King McNeil.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I got a note today on my X account from First Letter. And those of you who don't know First Letter, he has his own podcast channel, big following. He's a Jackson State guy. His brother actually is affiliated with King McNeil. It's his company. And so he just sent me a note and said, hey, I want to thank y'all for showing King McNeil so much love and the partnership that you guys have with him and his company. And I just told him, I say, man, ain't no doubt. I said they did really, really well. And it's great material, it's great stuff. And, like he said, man, King McNeil took too much of my money.
I actually saw one of them when I was in the
Hey, he got it.
airport putting on
CJ
my
got
flight.
it.
I know, right? Quick complaint to CJ. Open that
Yeah.
wallet.
Yeah. And it said those cardigans were lit, but those sizes are, he said, got to get me one. Yeah. But yeah, first letter, man. Shout out to you, brother. And also King McNeil, man. Great stuff. So
And you will see me wearing my King McNeil stuff during Classic Week. So
I got my King McNeil stuff on right now.
Yes, sir.
there it is. There it is. So you know what to do. You go to kingmcneil.com, enter FTH15, get you 15% off, and just keep the flow running. All right. So let's get into the night, y'all. We're going to take that down real quick. So let's get into the evening, shall we? Our guests tonight, they represent our Bulldog men's and women's basketball programs. Our second year head coach of the Bulldog, Lady Bulldogs. She's been on our show many times before, and it's hence the title where this came from for the show, because she says big energy. Always big energy. And also, she's going to be joined by our very own first year men's head coach. He was the victorious head coach yesterday in the exhibition game that we talked about, balling and Boutwell. So it gives us great pleasure to welcome for the fourth time, had to get myself right, fourth time on our show, head women's coach, Dawn Thornton. And for the very first time, head men's coach, Donte Jackson. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
What's going on?
Hey, blessed and always highly favored, and it is great to be in the presence of greatness. Big energy here on this Tuesday night for the Diva Coach, and my man from Ohio, well, originated from Milwaukee, but Ohio, Central State, and all of those good things, former Grambling head coach, now here on the Hill. So now we got basketball that we are talking about tonight. So, man, we got so many places we can go with this. But with my first opening statements and comments for both of you, Coach Thornton first, and then Coach Jackson second. Just introduce and just talk a little bit about training camp and just all of the grind and all that good stuff as you guys have been preparing for the season. So Coach Thornton first, and then Coach Jackson, you can pick up second.
Well, first off, y'all, thank y'all again for allowing me to be here. And shout out to everybody who's speaking in the chat. I see y'all. What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? This summer was amazing for us. Having our entire team here was really, really good. I thought that really laying that foundation of what our expectations were, what the standard is going to be. We did a really good job. My staff and I really set that level of expectation high. Getting a lot of transfers to come in from great programs. I thought we did a really good job. My staff did a phenomenal job as far as recruiting, bringing in the right pieces. We took assessments of areas of weaknesses that we had last season, and that's what we focused primarily on in the summer. I felt like rebounding was our Achilles heel, and we really wanted to focus on that a lot this summer. And so that has been good for us. Training camp, we thankful enough to have a strength and conditioning coach that came in just fired up, ready to go. And so, we had a great summer lifting. I felt like we've gotten stronger, we've gotten bigger. We're faster and we're a lot more tougher. I like to think that, and Coach Jackson may be able to attest to this as well, it's not the most talented team that wins in our league. A lot of time it's the toughest teams. So that was something that I wanted to share with our strength and conditioning coach, so I can let, Coach Shivers know, like, listen, we need to pound the iron. We need to get bigger, stronger, and be able to absorb contact at all costs. And so we did a really good job of working on that this summer.
Well, right. I guess that's where I step in there, huh?
Yes,
sir.
I got you. Well, I guess for me, I hit the ground running. April 4th came, introduced as the head coach, and we started summer school May 27th. So right after Memorial Day weekend, we've been rolling, and had a chance to bring in some guys with me from Grambling that had the expectation of what the culture is, what the standard is. So that was great, and we brought in some talented transfers from there, and from there it's just been all work. It's just been all work trying to build something special. So working hard at it, trying to build every day, and the good thing of it is, man, our coaching staff has been phenomenal. Just making sure our dudes is on point and doing everything, to the expectation and to the standard and to the level that we want to exceed every day. So it's about for us getting 1% better every day.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Coach Jackson, welcome to the show. I want to know, you had like some really great success over at Grambling, and you're able to bring your entire staff with you. You brought a lot of players with you as well. Was it difficult to convince them to follow you to Alabama A&M with the success that you guys had there? Maybe they wanted to continue with what you guys had rolling.
I don't know. I don't know if that was difficult. Man, my staff, I had been looking at other opportunities, throughout, I've been approached with other opportunities, I should say, throughout my time. And it just wasn't, the fit wasn't right. And, this ended up being the right fit. When I kind of talked to my staff about it, they was like, we gone. And I was like, all right, let's go. We gone. And I was like, and I guess, hey, man, I just try to be a good leader, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I told them I was leaving, they was like, we gone too. So, I mean, that's, trying to be a good leader, just trying to show some love and make sure at the end of the day, my goal is to build head coaches, so I'm going to give them the autonomy to run their areas and have some freedom throughout it. But, I'm not I just want to be a good leader. And sometimes being a good leader, you got to be a follower. So, I try to take notes in, try to listen to them because, we all are here to see the game and make sure that we are doing our best to put, the game in front of us. So that's just how I look at it.
Most definitely.
Nice. So the question I have for both of you is that, Coach Thornton, you had an amazing run last season and ended up with a WNIT appearance at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. I know a couple of us made the trip, and we enjoyed pushing y'all and rooting for y'all on that trip. Coach Jackson, you had a preseason game last night here in Birmingham with balling at Bowell. So how has that postseason game for you, Coach Thornton, and that preseason game for you, Coach Jackson, set you up for success for this upcoming season?
I'm gonna let Coach Jackson go first. I'm gonna let the winner go first. He got the flow. That's my dog. It's on you, Coach Jackson.
Hey, we got two winners on here. We got two winners.
Yeah, it's two of y'all.
I know.
When she talking about she gonna let the winner go first, I was moving to the side. She got it.
Exactly.
No, but I was just gonna say last season was very rewarding for me in my career, for me. For this women's basketball program, for the alums, for the fans, for everyone. I think that's been associated with Bulldog Nation. I was very disappointed in the way that the season ended last year, and it left a really bitter taste in my mouth. I do believe that things have to align with God's will. And so being able to come in to do the things that we were able to do in 1 year, a lot of coaches don't have that type of success. And so, although I'm not coming up with an excuse, because if you'd asked me 10 times out of 10, would I thought that we would have won a championship last year, by all means, I would have said yes. And so just coming up short, in my opinion, real short, it still is something that kind of tugs at me a little bit. But that also drives me and has given my staff and I a lot more passion to making sure that we aren't skipping steps as we are preparing for a championship. This season is very long, and putting the pieces together sometimes take a lot longer than other times. But we were just like Coach Jackson did last night. We brought a core here last year, which was really, really great for the foundation. We brought kids that played together from previous schools. And so now we're just making sure that we are teaching. We are teaching more basketball right now than I probably ever taught in a 5-year span. And they are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I feel like I'm a student of the game a lot, watching my assistants as they have grown and developed, giving me what I need. And so I'm excited about this upcoming season as we have just come off of a historic season the previous year.
Yeah, well, for me, I just say balling at the Boutwell did a lot. It was great, man. First off, thanks for the fans that came out, the alums that came out and supported, man. Really, really meant a lot, man. When they said it's a tight game, man, A&M, we want to hear you. And, people started cheering and it made a difference, So definitely want to say thank you on that end. But listen, we learned a lot. Went out there, we played 13 people. We played 13 people almost 7 to 8 minutes, or more throughout that whole game. So we got a chance to play just about everybody that would be playing. We had 2 people out that due to injuries, and 2 people that that we count on playing a lot. And at the end of the day, we found a way to win. So gave us a lot of live action, because nothing like being in a close game, being able to see who can execute plays under adversity, seeing who can, make a play under adversity. And, the good thing is, we found out a lot about our team, whether it was, time and score, possession type plays, and different lineups that fit on the court, didn't fit on the court. I think we learned a lot last night.
Okay. Coach Thornton, now you brought that big energy to the program, and and it's evident in the event center, and your girls really fight hard. And one of the things that last year we had that next man up mentality, because we did have some people, players to go down. What did you do as far as putting in place this year? Because you cook Kayla Walker is preseason player of the year, which we're excited about. But as far as the injuries and next man up mentality, talk about that.
Well, that's a great question, CK. And I honestly think that that's what I was talking about a little earlier. My staff actually did a really great job of recruiting this past season. I feel like we have added depth at every position. One thing that I would honestly say last season that I thought that was going to happen was we thought that Karaya Beck and Moses Davenport was going to play last season. And so those were 2 big pieces that, we were kind of hanging our hat on at the beginning of the season. So having them back this year, along with the Kayla Walker, along with the Anaya Palmers. And, we went and got the best post player in the conference last season outside of Alicia Wilson. We brought in Jada Belton. And I mean, that's an all conference defensive player of the year. So being able to bring her here, I thought that last season we were short on the inside from the post, but I'm thankful that, LaCambria Shakespeare stepped up and really was able to contribute and help us have some success and fill some big shoes for us. So I think we did what we needed to do to add the depth at all our positions. We're more athletic. We're long. We're big. We got a big dominant presence inside. Alicia Wilson, for me, last year was supposed to play the 4 alongside with Mo Davenport. And so we moved Alicia to the 5. Now we have that depth at the 5, 6'4", 6'5" on the inside. And we really and truly have always needed that, because I like to think on the women's side, if you got a dominant post player and a solid point guard and a 3-level scorer, you'll find yourself playing in the championship game.
Yeah, you definitely got everything you could out of your team last year, despite the injuries, because they played hard, and you got everything you could out of that team. Coach Jackson, one of the things your teams play with toughness as well. I followed you through the years, through all of your stops, and one of the things that they play is with toughness and with what you call grit. Tell us about that grit, because you got some skilled players this year that you added, but you also got that toughness as well that blends well. So talk about that grit and that toughness that you guys play with.
Well, I think that I think grit and toughness is the things you can't count on in the game. I always feel like the toughest team wins. Adversity is always going to set in. So where is your mindset going to be? And I tell people all the time, like, we can complain or you can do something about it. So, I'm the type of person that like to do something about it. So we ain't going to complain about much. We're going to try to go make it happen. And, toughness is just, man, that's just where it started. I tell our guys from the beginning of the year, don't depend on help. Just like going to the park and playing somebody one-on-one. Keep your man in front of you. Like it ain't, it's help out here, but we ain't tripping on help. So like keep your guy in front of you, defend your guy by any means necessary. And if you can't, I got somebody else who can do it. So like you figure out if you want to be on the court or not. So we ain't finna sit here and debate about it. Either you can make it happen or you can't.
Awesome.
That's what's up. So I got questions for both of you. I'll start with you first, Coach Thornton. So this year's team, obviously you mentioned you have Kariah Beck, who's coming back from injury. You got Kayla Walker, who was a stalwart last year, who was named preseason player of the year. You were picked to finish second preseason. So you've got those things. Talk a little bit about that if you can. And then also, you have a key addition to your staff this year with Paul Reed. So, you got some returns, you got some new players, you got some returning players, you got some new players, you talk about Jada Belton, you got a lot of things working. So kind of talk about Paul Reed. Who is he? What's his value? And then also talk a little bit about the aforementioned, Kayla Walker, Kariah Beck, all that good stuff, those accolades in the preseason and what they mean to you, if it means anything. Because I know some coaches say,
honestly, just to talk about the preseason pick first, not picked first, but first, right? My thing is, it's always an honor to acknowledge the previous team going into the upcoming season to show respect for the hard work that the team that was there before has earned. So, it doesn't hold weight or value as to, who we think we are. No, it doesn't. But it does show the level of respect that that is given there amongst our peers in the conference. And so that's really, really important to have. We talked about that. But as far as what our roster looks like, I'm super excited about having an opportunity for Kariah and Mo to get back on the court, just because they've been with me for a very long time, and being able to see them with Kayla is really, really special, because they came from Pine Bluff with me here with one goal in mind, and that was to win a championship. And so thankfully that God is giving Kayla Walker her 6th year. We have an opportunity to still Mo, this is Mo's 6th year. So having an opportunity to have those type of kids as your core, Kariah Beck's 5th year, though that's really, really special. But I'm more excited about Anaya Palmer as well. AP has developed a serious 3-ball, and she has the green light to shoot the 3. But let me tell you, we have a freshman that is probably going to be the best. She'll probably be one of the best kids that I've ever coached in my career, from a freshman growing up and watching her matriculate. She will clock it at 7:29 p.m. October the 14th. She will be freshman of the year in this league. She is phenomenal. Samaya she proves it. Everybody knows, and she's watching right now. If the kids are watching, I sent the link to them. We have a freshman that is very special, and I'm excited about that because of the fact that we get so excited about transfers, right? I got this kid from the SEC. No, y'all, we got a freshman that has changed my mind about recruiting high school kids, and don't listen to me, Coach Jackson. Don't listen to me though. But she has been really, really special to us, so we're excited about that as well. But I think the biggest thing is, from my staff and I, just getting everybody to come together. And that was another thing, which is why we brought in Paul Reed. Paul comes from the West Coast. He's by way of, he's from Arizona by way of Cali. And those who know anybody from California, they just think that they're different, right? It's just a different level of basketball on the West Coast. And that's something that he has brought to the table. He's coached multiple kids in the WNBA, young women that have gone overseas to play professionally, but have also been able to coach in the highest of the leagues as well. So being in the Big 12 and just being a part of certain staffs that he's worked with head coaches that are legends on the women's side, and having him have an opportunity to bring him to an HBCU was something I was begging Dr. Bryan. I was like, Dr. Bryan, please, this is the one. But what I love the most about Paul is he has an HBCU background. And so I love that, and just being able to have him to be here with Coach Bree and Coach E. I feel like now all cylinders are moving in the right direction. The staff is in sync. The kids are understanding the expectations, and we should be able to stack W's once we continue to get better throughout the season.
That's dope. That's dope. Mm-hmm. Man, Sanaya. All right. So for you, Coach Jackson, my question for you. So just kind of a little bit out of the same mode. Now you've got 8. We talk in the pre-show. You have 8 Grambling transfers. Guys that used to play at Grambling there with you. You have 8, including Kentavious Dozier. Shout out to Lynette, Alabama. He was picked preseason first team all SWAC. You guys were picked 6th preseason. So obviously, for some people, when they see that 6th, you say, well, all right, hey, that's how you feel about it. So, and then also you've got the gentleman who transferred from New Hampshire, Mr. Sammy from Paris, France. So talk a little bit about this roster and this structure, and then just, the Grambling connection and just being picked 6th and what that means to you guys.
Okay. So first off, I'll start off with the 8 guys that came from Grambling with me. First off, that's a testament to my coaching staff and the relationships we build with our student athletes, because at the end of the day, the most important part of this is the relationship. We in it for the holistic development of our young men. So like for all of them, really want to say, Coach, if you leaving, we leaving. And, we had some other kids that wanted to, come also, but I felt like, we wanted to start the culture the way we wanted to start the culture. So some kids just didn't fit. We wanted to make sure that, for other reasons, it wasn't a good fit for them to come, on this trip. But, not that I don't love them, but, it just wasn't the right fit. And it's like I look at it like dating. Sometimes you can wear out, you can wear out the relationship. It just is what it is. It's like relationship can't go no longer. So, it's like, so, man, my coaching staff, man, incredible job, re-recruiting our guys, because that was the first thing we wanted to do. We knew we had a great group coming back at Grambling, and if we all was leaving, then hey, we going to recruit our kids first. So we recruited our kids. They came with us, and that was that. So, with like Coach Kyle Jones, man, phenomenal job. Coach Walk, phenomenal job. Coach Cam Prather, Coach Jerome Gray, man, them dudes like really was on it. And then we looked at, the pieces that we needed to add to get back to the level that we wanted to be at, and that's playing in championship games, and playing in the championship environment. So we looked at Sammy as one of our high value targets, and we went after him. And it took us a little while to get him, to convince him to come to A&M, because the history, we kind of trying to rebuild history here. It's been a great basketball history under Coach Pettaway, but we had some down times with the APR sanctions. So like now it's like, it's time to rebuild and try to make something happen. So we got Sammy to come, and when he came, I felt like, okay, we got the best backcourt to SWAC. Whether, you can say what you want to say, but give me Dozier, give me Sammy, and I put them against anybody else in the SWAC and basically in mid-major to high-major basketball. I think we got them type of guards. And, now it's just about getting our dudes to believe in and understanding how to play with each other, because, we like last night we had some stagnated offense, and I'm like, hey, y'all, we got to get this ball moving side to side, inside out. But that's my job to help them as a coach to understand how to play together. And then we added some other pieces, like, one of the guys that played really well last night, James Graham, from my hometown of Milwaukee, 6'8", could play the 2, 3, 4, just very versatile. Last year separated his shoulder and had to sit out. So he he definitely feel like, man, he on one right now just to get back out there. Then we added Karan Davis, which was big for us. He was one of the top JUCO players in the country, signed to go to Louisville right out of JUCO, but politics, at them high major schools kept him off the court. But one of the guys that we expect to be really good. So, man, I'm happy with our group, man, and I think that we could really, really be good. But one person I want to talk about in particular is a kid that stayed loyal to A&M, which was very important. And Bilal Abdul Rahman, Bilal was phenomenal last night, man. Stayed down, just kept growing as a player. And I expect nothing but big things from Bilal as he keep growing and under our tutelage, because one thing we got 5 point guards on the staff, so we want to make sure we keep him grounded and growing in his game, because last night was a great spark. And we had problems with him last year when we faced him. So we want to make sure he keep moving the needle.
Yeah, right on point with that, Bilal. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. So before I ask my question to Coach Thornton, I just want to say that you have been booked and busy during the offseason, just you as an individual. I've watched a couple of the podcasts that you've done over on the off season. And I just want to say that, you talk to your ladies about, representing themselves well, representing Alabama A&M well. And I just want to give you kudos because you do the exact same thing. You represent Alabama A&M so well that it's just refreshing to see that you speak about the brand and how important it is to represent the brand with a certain level of integrity. And so, because you're not just representing yourself, you got this big old A&M logo, or you got Bulldogs on your chest, or Alabama A&M written somewhere. And so when you go out in public and you got this armor on, you have to represent it. So kudos to you for not only just preaching that to your players, but you also walking that walk as well. My question though, yeah, no problem. My question though, you always speak about being present in the Huntsville community, and that was one of your focuses when you first came here. And you guys have done toiletry drives. You got a 5K walk run coming up for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and then you also did something with the New Future organization. You got to connect with little kids, playing cards with them and things like that. And then you also held your basketball camp. Yes, I know y'all. David does his research. I be in it. But I wanted to know, how has you guys hosting these events? How do you think the Huntsville community has received the Lady Bulldogs since you've been on the Hill?
That's a great question. And thank you for acknowledging that, because I think a lot of times as coaches, even when I was a former athlete, we get so caught up in the basketball piece. We got to forget, we often forget that we're here to, in my opinion, what I'm here to do is to transform lives as well. Basketball taught me so much playing a sport. I missed a lot of parties. I missed a lot of different things that I wanted to do, I think, growing up for basketball. And I would like to think, just knowing that there were some opportunities that were missed, I want to make sure that I can school my kids on certain things, and being present in the community is something that I've always been passionate about growing up. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to the Reds that's watching here. But I definitely have always had my hand or my footprints in the community. And so having these toiletry drives, our 5K walk, our color run coming this weekend, is something that just we have to do, because we got a lot of stuff over here. Y'all have heard me say this before. We got stuff at A&M. And when I say we have stuff, I'm talking about the event center. I'm talking about resources. I'm talking about opportunities for our student athletes. And one thing that I take pride in is putting that on a platform to show everybody. And you have to start in your backyard. My biggest thing is, I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. And one thing about on Saturday mornings, if your behind lived in Jackson, you was going to J.R. Lynch Street, going to the basketball game, regardless if you graduated from Jackson State or not. That is my goal. Within a 25, 30-mile radius of Meridian Street, we need butts in the seats. I think Coach Jackson just proved the point last night. You know, they say, come on in, them fans, let us hear you. And that's one thing you've heard me say before. The louder you cheer, the harder we will play. So, and the more fans that we can get to pack the stands, the louder, the more hostile the environment will be, the more wins that you'll start seeing. And so I just think that if the fans would just kind of allow the coaches to coach and the fans to cheer and the community to come out and show up, everybody will be happy.
Everybody got their role to play,
That's
right?
just a
Everybody
joke.
got their role to play.
Now, Coach, you just kind of answered what I was going to ask, but I got to figure something else out. But just to piggyback off what David said, Coach Thornton, I've noticed that not only you've been in the community, but you have totally embraced Alabama A&M. I saw you participate in homecoming week. You participate in the alumni step show. You have been really the face of athletics, and you always have a warm smile. You're always welcoming. I see you root for other teams, so I just want to give you your flowers with that. I kind of want to. I guess I'll ask this for Coach Jackson because you did kind of answer that part. About what y'all need, everything that y'all need. We have a lot of alumni that is watching now and that will watch this. Give us everything that y'all need from Bulldog alumni. Just this is your chance to give that push. So we always talk about we want wins, but wins come with us doing our part too. We want to make sure we do our part to support y'all. So tell us what y'all want alumni to do for you.
Y'all ready for this list? No, listen.
Run it down. Run it down. Run it down.
I mean, so like honestly, man, like Coach Thornton said, the first thing start with season tickets. The first thing start with season tickets and putting our fans in the seat. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to be in the community, we're going to be engaged, and we're going to do our part to make sure we show support, and we're going to make sure we do show our support for one another between our women's program, our men's program. We're going to be there to support each other when we can. And the thing of it is that that's the first part of it. But then the game is going to a total different level of competing that we all have to be ready for. And with this new NIL, with this new revenue sharing, it's so many other avenues that we have to be out recruiting our other institutions for a student athlete. So like if people have businesses and you have NIL or you have other means of donating to the athletic fund, to be able to help out and to the collective, I think that's important. But then more importantly, on top of that, if you're not able to donate, give us some mentorship. You know what I mean? Give us some opportunities with some internships if you have a business, because like if we're looking at the totality of all our student athletes, maybe everybody not in the position to get the revenue sharing dollars. Maybe they're not in that position to get the collective money or whatever the case may be, but they are in a position to have an internship. And if you have 2 or 3 internships throughout your company, give us the opportunity to have one of our student athletes come there if it's in their major to be able to, to grow and understand how to develop and become a leader. And then that way that internship gives them a job for employment. So it's so many ways that our alums can help us, because, we at first thing we always ask about is like, well, help us with the money. Well, it ain't always the money. Help us with mentoring and helping these young men and women grow, because we want to make sure once they leave this institution, they're gainfully employed.
That's right.
I just to piggyback off of Coach Jackson. One of the things that I immediately wrote down was season ticket holders, but I would definitely say let's focus on packing the event center on game night, on game day. Like that is a real thing. I think just being able to, even some of the posts that I've had in the past, like, somebody showing something that I've had on an outfit or something, right? And the comments that I'm seeing behind is like, nobody's even there to watch their game because of the angle that the camera took the picture at, and it looks like the stands and stuff are empty, right? But Huntsville is too large of a town. There are too many alums that can show up and be at tailgating areas and be, just kind of hanging out around the city. We need that support here. So those that are watching, those who will tap in and tune in, I just need you to continue to encourage. Don't encourage anybody. Convince somebody to join the movement. Because I tell you all the time, I mean, you know, when I first got here last year, I used to walk around Huntsville and I tell people to come out and support us. I say, don't miss your blessing. I don't want you to be around here bragging about something that you heard third party when you can be sitting here right in the mix and being a part of it, witnessing and watching us make history. So I just tell everybody, don't miss your blessings. But I did write down a few other things as well.
Run it down, Coach. Run it down.
The financial support is a real thing. We don't really want to talk about it because of the fact that, you know, we don't want our schools to look like what we have and what we don't have. Coach Jackson will be able to tell you, A&M really and truly there's really a big separation margin between what we offer our students here than a lot of other programs in the conference. So we are thankful for the things that we have. However, we want to be able to, I'm sure Coach Jackson, let's just talk about the rev share. We want to be able to give everybody on our team a piece of the pie. Right? We don't have an opportunity to give everybody on the team a piece of the pot unless you're going to go 30. And we know that we cannot be in a situation to be able to do that. So, you know, we have a lot of alums that own companies, corporations, businesses. You all need the tax write-off anyway. And our programs and our department need the dollars. I mean, and that's just the real thing, because that's the first thing my kids want to know. Coach, when we going to get our check? And we want them to win, and this is the time that we're in now, and they deserve to have it. And we got to go out and advocate for them to have it. We can't think about when we played and they took our financial aid back in the day and we ain't get nothing back. But we're not in that time anymore. Another thing that I wrote down here, every morning, Coach Jackson and them, they come in right behind us at 10 o'clock. Our kids are up lifting weights at 6 a.m. We have one donor, unless men's basketball has somebody else. Women's basketball has one donor that takes us shopping once a month to buy food for our nutrition stations, because our kids, because of practices, because of training, you know, water, Gatorade, granolas, you know, fruit, all of those type of things, pickles and stuff like that they need. We do that. Coach Jackson, we need those things monthly. And, you know, at this point, I feel like I'm getting blood from a turnip, but I'm still trying to pull it down to get what we can get for our program. So you'll be surprised how, you know, just saying, hey, Coach, I'm dropping off six cases of water would be, hey, I want to go ahead and get the kids some chips and some stuff and be able to have that for them. So I definitely wrote that
down. Hold on, Coach Don, before you keep going, we definitely need those pickles, because I had like 6 dudes with cramps yesterday.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. And then I also wrote down here, like fundraisers, meet and greets. You know, I know a lot of our alums are promoters, and you know they host different things for homecoming. But we need Coach Jackson and I. We want to be in the community. Anytime I told Coach Jackson, let's pull up, he pull up. He asked me to pull up. We gonna pull up. So we need to get the community out, and in order to do that, we have to be invited out, so we will know where to go and who to show up and who to personally invite to the event center. That's all I got.
Yeah.
So in other words, Coach is telling you to tell an alum to tell an alum and tell a friend to tell a friend. Bring them.
Yeah. Let's get you see that we need a QR code. That's a great idea. Yes. That would be a good one. So y'all scratch that, write that one down.
Can I give you all the directions while we're here? I have them what they can do. Okay. Do you mind?
Go for it.
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. So, you know, you all can go to the give link on Alabama A&M's website, on the main website. Click the link and it will give you a drop-down box of athletics. And then it'll give you another drop-down box where you can enter your amount or your donation and what you want that gift to specifically be used for. There is like an open comment box, but it's really, really easy. You know, if y'all need my number, I got it pulled up right here. It's right there. And that's the link, y'all. Just let me know. I'll send it to you. Hit my DMs up.
Yeah, and we're gonna Dave, we're gonna clip what you just said, and we'll run it. We'll rerun it on socials, so that way it gets played too.
Okay,
for sure.
All right,
Corey,
Coach Jackson and Coach Thorne. You know, this is a special time. You know, in men's and women's basketball. I truly feel that we have two of the best coaches in the nation.
We do.
And I think some special things is going to happen. I really do, in both programs. So one of the things that I did want to talk about, because we talked about toughness as well, and Coach Thornton, now one of your toughest players is probably one of the smallest players, and that's Miss Kayla Walker. Please, because she's gonna hit the ground. She's gonna be on that ground every game, and I know you probably talk to her about that. But she's gonna be diving at things, hitting the ground, and just giving it, her blood and sweat and tears. And she's one of the smallest players, but one of the toughest players, and the best player in the conference. So just talk about Kayla Walker, how much she means to you and also to this team.
Kayla really stresses me out. Okay. So every time she hits the floor, I really don't look up. If you notice, I don't ever react. I just pause and I try to wait to see if she wiggle her ear or something like that. I'm like, okay, golly. But Kayla is very special to me. I think that the most tears that I would ever cry in my career would be when she plays her last game for me. Recruiting this young lady as a junior college kid that led the country in scoring on the junior college level. I've said this before. Kayla had multiple 40 and 50-point games in junior college. And she was averaging right there, I believe, 27 points a game as a freshman in junior college. And to come to UAPB with me and really try to resurrect a program, that was a big difference for her. Because now, you're having to get other pieces involved. And then she didn't have a great sophomore year with me. And I just told Kayla, just stick with me and we're going to get okay. We had some bad apples in the locker room and it was driving her away from basketball. And I just had to just be patient, because you know what it's like when you're getting in for your first year, you're just trying to put a roster together. So you got to try to weed those things out. And then by the second year, we still hadn't figured out the formula of the culture that we wanted to establish. Kayla said, I don't want to play basketball anymore. She took the year off, didn't play. And I felt that to my core, because I felt that was my fault. I never shared that with her. Don't know if she's watching or whatever that looks like, but I took that to the core. And so I told her when I saw her in the cafeteria one day, I was like, you in school, just a regular student, come see me. And I told her I finally got it right. We got the locker room where we needed it to be, and we're starting to win. And Kayla, just give me another chance. And she got in the portal after she got done, but she told me, she said, if I can't play for you, I don't want to play for anybody. I don't even want to play basketball anymore. And so when she came back with a Zay Green, right? And you wouldn't see a player of the year like a Kayla Walker with a Zay Green on the floor. But that just goes to show you what type of kid she is. It's always we before me. She's always going to be the yes coach. And if it's something that she feels strongly about and want to have, if I call 17, Kayla can say, I see 20. Well, we see 20. And we have that type of relationship with each other as we have been together for 6 years total. And I'm excited for her. I'm proud of her. She deserves to have it. And, as long as we can keep her healthy and keep her where she should be, just on the court mentally, which I think in her 5 years of playing with me, she's only played one bad game. And I honestly will say that she has a lot of excitement this year about bringing some success back to A&M. So we're really excited about watching her grow and develop.
Awesome. Well, we know pound for pound, she the toughest and one of the best in the nation. And if it's a big shot, hey, she gonna take it, and most likely she gonna make it.
Let me tell you though, I don't know what Karaya might not let her take it. I don't know. We'll see.
Coach Jackson. Now we talk about, toughness and dogs. And I watched the game on YouTube last night. And of course you got two, I would say, you got one, a point guard on Contavious Dozier, who is just, he can be smooth, but he can be that dog as well. He can, throw it down. He can do some things, but he can be smooth with it too. And then I saw, you always got to have some toughness down low. And there's one guy who I saw, Graham. He got a little Dennis Rodman in him, but then he got some skills too. Because I saw people, I saw players, and that's how I know you all got unity and you all got, got some closeness, because it's some players that is around him who keeps him grounded as well. because he got that dog in him, and he got that little Dennis Rodman mentality too. So just talk about those two players, Dozier and Graham, because I think he's gonna do something down low and gonna, provide some, some for you.
Well, I'll tell you this about Dozier, man. Better person than basketball player. And that's like the best compliment you can give anybody that hoop. Because Dozier is probably one of the top 5, 6 players. 2 in the SWAC. That's just how I feel. Like, kid is unbelievable, and just a great person. Like, phenomenal person, everyday person. I don't have to, worry about him. When he say he gonna do something, he probably gonna do it 3 times. like, Coach, I want to go work out. How many? 3 times? KD, chill. You have to chill now. Like, relax, get your body right. Just chill. He's a hard worker, man. And the thing about it is that he got goals, and he one of those kids that really want to get to his goals. And that's the beautiful thing about him, man. He gonna work. He gonna listen, and then he gonna go out and execute. So, man, I love the kid, man. And recruiting him. One of the top scorers in JUCO, led the state of Alabama junior college in scoring, averaged 28 points a game. And, I recruited him and was about to take him as a sophomore. Then his junior college coach was like, "Nah, coach, that's all I got." I'm like, "No, coach, kill him." He ended up coming, his junior year. And, hey, man, got to a tournament with him the first time around. And listen, man, we on a mission because we ain't like the way it ended last year for us too. So we on a mission together. So love him to death, man. That's my guy, man. It's like almost having another son. You sit there and but that's how all these boys come for me. Like, they almost become like they like your kids, man. You want to see the best for them. And then Graham, listen, man, that kid got so much versatility. He don't even know how good he can be. And the thing of him is like I try to tell him, man, just stay out your own way. Keep your emotions in check. Just worry about, the next play because you can't be perfect out here. Like this game of basketball is not played perfect. Even Kobe missed, even Jordan missed, even Bron missed. Hell, even Steph Curry missed. So you know what I mean? I'm like, this is how the game go, man. You got to be cool with missing. And if you're going to miss, hey man, go get your own rebound. And his versatility is off the chain. So last night he led us in rebounding, if I'm not mistaken. Had some great finishes around the basket, gave us an inside presence. And then he didn't even have a 3-ball going. But at the end of the day, he's probably one of the best shooters we do have on the team. So he's 6'8", can, stretch the floor, can put it on the ground and post up and play above the rim. So I'm expecting a lot of things from him. But like I always tell him, what come good, come bad. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. You just got to keep it even keel.
Awesome. Well, I did notice, how he, just how versatile he is and the toughness that he brings, and he has plays with a lot of emotion. And so
fiery, very competitive, very competitive, wants to win, wants to be his best every time he walks on the court, as a former top 30 player in the country. So like every now and then he gonna bring it. And he want to be the best person out there. And I'm like, hey man, we all make mistakes. We all mess up. Don't worry about it. Just keep working hard, and it all take care of itself.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Well, both of you guys, Coach Thornton and Coach Jackson. And when I say 2 of the best coaches in the nation, I really mean it. 2 of the best coaches in the nation, and we got here at Alabama A&M.
Fact.
Yeah.
Y'all better get behind these coaches.
Exactly.
I don't even live in Huntsville, but don't let me beat y'all to more games. By me driving up and y'all there. Don't let me beat y'all. Y'all outdo me, okay? So Bulldogs, y'all
no. First off, don't let me beat nobody to too many games. I'm out here coaching another team too. So you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be in the seat. So don't let me beat you.
Yeah. So I'll get you both out of here on this one here. So we know that you both have a really, really good schedule. I know Coach Thornton, I'm a big fan of Coach Yo at Ole Miss, and obviously you two get to link up in the event center in November, which is pretty dope. Coach Jackson, you guys get to play Ole Miss in Tupelo, which is pretty dope because neutral floor. Well, yeah, I guess you could say, nah, it's not neutral.
Nah, it ain't nothing neutral.
Ain't nothing neutral. Ain't nothing neutral about that. It's still in the SIP. It's still in the SIP. Then also Coach Jackson, you get to Coach Jackson, you get to come to Indiana, play in Assembly Hall. Coach Thornton, you get to go to Alabama, play down there in Tuscaloosa. You get to go to Minnesota. You play a tournament in Naples. You both of you gonna be well traveled during the Coach Jackson. You get to go to Clemson. Go to Conway to play the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. I love that nickname. But both of you are gonna be playing a really, really good non-conference schedule. So talk a little bit about the non-conference, and then just talk about the schedule as a whole. Coach Thornton, you go first, and then Coach Jackson second, and then we'll get you out of here with that.
Well, honestly, I like to think that when we think about how we want to do our scheduling, playing in certain areas are definitely important to me. I want to be able to play remotely around the Alabama area, just being able to be in somebody's backyard, north, south, east, west, or even bringing them here to host here at A&M. That's really important, because I really believe in, I don't know if you all can see when I do have my other conversations on other podcasts, but A&M is near and dear to my heart. I love everything about being here, and I want to be able to put that level of pride and tradition out on that type of product out on the floor every year, every time that we play. So if you can't drive to Huntsville, I'm gonna drive to a city near you. So that's what we gonna do. So we want to try to come to a city near you if you can't get up here. So we're gonna head to Birmingham and play in Birmingham. We're gonna go to Tuscaloosa in case y'all can't get to Huntsville, So I get that, but also not to mention, being able to host Coach Yo here is something that I'm really excited about doing. I think we talked about it once before, where a lot of those coaches that coach on the Power 4 level, they don't get that type of credit for being able to go to HBCU, because they don't want to come play us at our place. One, a lot of schools feel like they're a little too privileged to do so. However, when you have coaches that respect you enough to come here, you have to give them their flowers for doing that. So I do appreciate Coach Yo to being able to bring her program down here for us to be able to play. But also our preseason schedule too. Just being able to make it competitive. I wanted something that was going to be a little bit more competitive this season than the schedule that I inherited last season. And then I'm thankful for that one. We won 7 of those games, right? I'm thankful for that. Please don't get it twisted. But I really wanted some tough competition. I know a lot of times, coaches want to stack wins to build confidence, but I'm that kid from Jackson, Mississippi, and I'm the one who my mama say you better not hit nobody first, but if they hit you first, you better make sure they don't get up. So for me, I want us to be able to get on the road to get hit in the mouth a little bit too, so we can see what that feels like, because it's a different level of basketball when we go into conference, and it's physical and it's tough and it's grimy, and I love everything about it. And in order to do that, I want to be able to play the biggest, the strongest, and the most respected teams in this conference to prepare us for the bigger picture. Yeah, we made history in the preseason, but guess what? Ain't nobody talking about that. Everybody talking about the tournament and winning the championship. So yes, we want to be able to win in the preseason, but we have a very, very, very difficult schedule. However, I do believe that it's competitive, and with our type of roster that we do have, we will be ready to compete with that preseason schedule. So I'm excited about what that looks like for sure, especially if we can take 1 or 2 of those big wins from those P4 schools.
Well, a lot of our schedule was done when I got here. We scheduled Indiana, Ole Miss, because I felt like we needed to be in some environments that will produce NCAA type tournament, how can I say, atmospheres. We need to be somewhere where it's so loud that we can't communicate. It's your coach can't tell you what to do on the court. It's so loud. We want to make sure that, we going into a crowd where it's a lot of adversity out there, because, once we get into the swag, man, you never know what's going to be sitting behind your bench talking to you. And our kids got to be able to say, forget what's going on behind me, and only thing that matters is what's going on this 94 feet. And then, being able to be in some hostile environments, makes a difference for us to be able to, kind of come out later in the season, because I tell people all the time, our conference don't get enough credit for the quality of coaches that's in here. We, in our men's side, we get a lot of knock because of the bye games and things that we play throughout the league or whatever the case is. But I tell people all the time, you put us up with the lower 20 conferences in the league, and I'm talking about outside of that Power 5, 10, that American League, Big East, you start getting into those high level leagues. You put us up with the Atlantic Sun, and you put us on a neutral court or on a home court, we're just as good as any of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem of it is when we're playing 8 to 10 bye games or whatever the case is, then people don't get to showcase that, because the other teams aren't playing that. So our league get a bad knock. And I tell people all the time, I don't care where you go. You play that home game against Southern, it's a fight. You play that home game against Jackson State, it's a fight. You play that home game against Alabama State, it's a fight. So like nowhere in this league is a cakewalk. So with our non-conference schedule, I just wanted our guys to be prepared and be able to walk in to say, hey man, we'd have been to Indiana, we'd have been to Ole Miss. It's been sold out. It's been 18,000 people in this gym. It's been 20,000 people in this gym, and we knew how to compete against them. Man, ain't nothing in the world gonna stop us from competing in this swag.
That's what's up, man. I love it. Well, you both the next games that we will see on the court for both squads will be on October 27th, ladies and gentlemen. It will be a doubleheader against the UAH Chargers, coming all the way across the city to come to the event center. And Coach CJ and he, this is one of our faithful followers. He said, both coaches, please beat UAH to sleep.
That's the Mayor's Cup. Hey, that's the Mayor's Cup. Hey, they play, I'm pretty sure, when you play those teams like that, you got to be fundamentally sound because they pass the ball and they do those cuts and all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, you still it's a ball and you got to go and play ball. But that's the Mayor's Cup, so that's a rival game.
Yeah, and it'll definitely be a nice test because I know UAH's men only lost 2 games last year.
Finished number 3 in the country.
Yeah, they were pretty good. And also Coach Thornton, UAH's women, they weren't no slouch either. So it'll definitely be a nice little test for both of you, but definitely looking forward to seeing both teams in action this year. Everybody, please get behind these coaches and these programs. Follow the players on social media. When you see them in the city, when you see them on campus, stop by, talk to them. And also these coaches, they are approachable at all times. Just, kick it with them. But let's make sure we support. We're going to make sure that we get we get all the information for donating. We're going to make sure we get that out. But also, don't even just wait.
I put it in the chat.
Yeah, and also don't even wait for us. Just if you wanted to tonight, just get on the website tonight and start donating to athletics and just make sure it goes to basketball. Do what you need to do. But Coach Jackson, Coach Thornton, we are so thankful that we have 2 coaches that are approachable, that are just as down to earth, and just as competitive as we are.
And they are
we're probably more competitive.
Hey, we
want to win bad.
You get me on the bowling alley or that pool table. I don't know.
I don't know, man. You might have your hands full in spades.
I'm talking.
Hey,
what we doing? Joking dudes, what's up?
Hey,
what we doing?
They said we ain't scared of the smoke. We ain't ducking nobody. But y'all heard them. But y'all heard from the coaches tonight. Everybody, we present to you the 2025-2026 Alabama A&M Lady Bulldogs and men's Bulldog basketball teams. Coaches, thank you so very much for joining us tonight. And we definitely going to talk to y'all again because it's a long season and there's a lot to come. And we definitely going to make sure that we get some of your players to come on and join us too, because we want to hear the stories from them and everybody get a salute. Thank you both for coming on. God bless. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for having us.
Thank y'all.
All
Thanks,
right.
coaches.
And off they go. And that is our coaches.
That's
Hey.
I hope everybody enjoyed that.
You
People
know,
already donated. That's what I'm talking about. That is the purpose of this. Yes.
Yes.
Already.
yeah, there we go.
Hey, I got a feeling. Hey, I got a feeling for
I'm
both
like,
teams, man. The event center. Hey, it's gonna be full for the women and the men. Hey, it's gonna. Hey, we finna. It was finna do some big things.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
I'm
So
telling you,
hey,
it's
yeah. So big things coming. So hey, last segment of the night. Y'all know what it is. These SWAC game picks are brought to you by Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard, located in Madison, Alabama. Whether you're craving something cool and refreshing or smooth and creamy, Rita's has you covered. Stop by today and taste the flavors that make every game day sweeter. Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard, located at 8042 US Highway 72 in Madison. All right, we got a little bit of a smaller slate this week, but we've got something cool at the end. Wild Wayne got in his bag at the end of this thing. So, but we're gonna start this thing off with a couple of layups that we don't have to pick. This is homecoming down there in Texas, Houston, Texas. They're gonna play this game in Durley Stadium. Virginia Lynchburg, they got smoked last week by Morgan State for their homecoming. They're gonna get smoked in this one too. Lincoln, California, you were in the state of Mississippi last week. You didn't score any points when you played Alcorn. Maybe you'll score some points when you play Valley. Hopefully for you, Valley, I can say congrats that you got your first win of the season and happy homecoming. Now on to the picks, y'all. Wait, man. He said Texas Southern playing Columbia High and Valley playing Lehigh. Man.
DJ.
All right. Here we go.
CJ so messy.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of the homecoming spirit, okay, now everybody, you can start putting your picks in the comments as we go through here now. Starting with the homecoming spirit, this is homecoming down there in Nashville. This was homecoming for these two teams when they played in DC last year. Howard is the only team in the MEAC that's playing this week. They start their conference slate next week. So they go to play in Nissan Stadium against Tennessee State, ESPN Plus, Saturday evening at 5:30 p.m. All right. Jay, I think I know where you're going with this.
You so messy. Well, I am. Howard had a disappointing loss last week, but I think they bounced back against Tennessee State. So I am going with Howard. I think Howard is going to win, and they are going to ruin the homecoming of Tennessee State.
All right, Dave?
Yeah, man, I'm going to go with Howard.
Corey?
Hey, I think the alums and the Big Blue is gonna I think Barlow is gonna just something about their homecoming and his mentality. I think they're gonna pull off for upset and beat Howard on their homecoming. I got Tennessee State.
Man, you trying to have Coach Larry Scott mad when I interview him on Monday on that MEAC coaches call, aren't you?
Get mad, get glad.
Hey, happy homecoming. Happy homecoming to Nashville. All right. Now we go to the SWAC. Very light slate in the SWAC, but man, it's getting late pretty early. So Pine Bluff, man, they're actually playing a team with a pulse this week. They played Westgate Christian last week and beat them 79-10. So this game, they're in Pine Bluff. 3 p.m. on SWAC TV. Grambling, oh boy, sliding, lost 2 straight. They lost a tough one at home on their homecoming last week against Texas Southern. Gave the ball away 4 times, turned it over in the red zone towards the end of the game off of a 9-play, 85-yard drive. Coach Joseph said they're pissed off and they're ready to get back in the win column. But Corey, what do you think?
Man, I don't know what you're gonna get from Arkansas Pine Bluff. They go and blow out Alcorn, then they lose another game. I'm gonna go with Grambling. I just think Grambling, I think they'll get it back going this week, and I think I got them beating Arkansas Pine Bluff.
All right, Dave.
I'll go with Grambling. I don't have no commentary for either one of these because I still haven't watched either of these teams play. So I'll just go with Grambling.
All right. Jay?
I'm kind of with Dave, and I've seen both of these teams play. I still don't have no commentary. I'm gonna have to go with Grambling. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Grambling. Both of these teams are playing below. Yes, both of these teams are playing below their potential and their talent level. So I just hope that whoever shows up, they come ready to play. I think it's going to be Grambling this game.
All right, homecoming down there in Tallahassee. You got 2 programs that are definitely not having their greatest of days. This game will be on ESPN Plus. Alcorn got his first win last week, albeit it was against Lincoln. They've had some hard luck. FAMU, oh my Lord, they've been smoked twice the last 2 times they hit that field there in Bragg Stadium. They couldn't lose 3 straight in Bragg Stadium, could they? What do you think, Jay the Great?
Man.
Listen, I will say this, though. FAMU has had a rough season, but I don't think they're going to be losing to Alcorn rough. So I definitely think that FAMU is going to win. And I think FAMU is going to win big at home for homecoming in Bragg Stadium on Ken Riley's field.
Okay. Dave?
I don't know, Jen. I just don't think Fam can pull it out. I listened to the coach call and Cozy said, the players still bought in, to the system, and they every week they coming out fighting. The score don't reflect that, but I just don't know if FAMU can turn it around. So I'm gonna go with Alcorn.
All right, Corey.
Man, all I can say, if Florida A&M lose, this will be Cozy's last game at Florida A&M. But in saying that, I just think they got too much pride to lose this game for homecoming. And I just think Alcorn played a weaker team last week. And, of course, Florida A&M played one of the top teams. And so I think because of that competition, I think Florida A&M will, send their homecoming fans out with a win.
Yeah, man. Ooh, boy. Could you imagine that, though, if they lost?
If they lose, I guarantee you that's going to be his last game.
Listen, they gonna if they losing by
home, play that stadium up. They lose.
Listen, if they losing by halftime, he ain't coming back out. But I don't see FAMU losing their homecoming. I don't.
Man,
if they lose, they're gonna break the internet. All them rattlers gonna be on breaking the internet.
Well, we talked about that one. Now we got this one. This is homecoming down there at Southern, and this is the HBCU Go game of the week. And I'm going to tell you, it's getting late real quick here for Southern. This is the last of the last chances. Prairie View sits at 3-0 coming off of their bye week. If Prairie View gets this win, going to 4-0, they will own wins over 4 out of the 5 teams in the West Division. Okay, heading into the stretch run. Southern, even though they're 0-2 in the league, if they win this game, they stay in the race. All right. Prairie View, who's not been very impressive in their wins, they actually have a negative point differential, if you can believe that. Two of their 3 SWAC wins were by 1 point. They won by 1 against Texas Southern. You know how that ended. They won by 1 against Alcorn. You know how that one ended. and then they had the 15-point win over Grambling. All right, Corey, who you got?
Man, I don't really, the West is not good, and I don't think really neither one of these teams are really good. However, I feel that Southern just has quit on. I just think they just quit because how do you score 14 points against a Bethune-Cookman defense? We ran up and down on the field. They just outscored us. And so when you got a Trey Holly at a running back and you only score 14 points, to me something is not right in that locker room. And so I got Prairie View winning this game.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, man, I'm going with Prairie View. Same thing with Southern that I said about FAM. I don't think they could turn this around, so I'm going with Prairie View.
Okay, Jay.
While I think I'm the opposite. I think FAMU can turn the situation around. I do not think Southern can turn the situation around. I think that Coach Grace has lost his locker room. And so all the pride in the world is not going to stop a very focused Prairie View coming in and wanting to play a homecoming spoiler. So I have Prairie View, not by a lot though. I don't have them by a lot, but I do have Prairie View winning in the Bayou.
All right, now in honor of the very last one that we have.
Because first of all, it's Tennessee. And I just hate them because they low down, they dirty, they some snitches, and I hate Philip-Farmer. I hate their colors. I'm not a dog person. I just hate Tennessee, man. Like, and I hate Neyland Stadium. It looks like a garbage truck worker convention, and I hate all their quarterbacks. I hate Tennessee, man.
Describe what you feel about their colors too. I thought that was interesting.
It reminds me, and it's not that orange that you can stand. See, I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn. I just dislike Auburn. I hate Tennessee. See, Tennessee's colors is that throw up orange. It's not that orange you can sit with. It's that puke inside of a pumpkin orange. And I don't like pumpkins. So I really don't like Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough, man. And they losers, they sore losers because they're not Alabama, and I hate Tennessee, man.
That was beautiful, man. Probably the best interview I've done all year. Thank you, man.
Hey, man,
He said
I
that
still
throw up
laugh
inside
at
of a pumpkin orange.
I had to play that every single year.
At one point, I probably be able to throw it.
Man, what we got? What we got? A SEC game on here picking SEC game. This HBCU, man.
Yeah, well, this was in honor of Tenarius, who wasn't able to join us tonight. So here on this third Saturday of October coming up, you got Tennessee against Alabama, and man, this thing right here, man. Every year it just has me. I have to go watch that video every single year. He said, man, and I like Tennessee. I actually do like Tennessee, but that is hilarious. It's that throw up orange. All right, so
instead of
Corey,
a pumpkin, and I don't like pumpkin.
Yeah, I don't even like pumpkins. Go ahead, Corey. Who you got?
Neither. A tie.
Said neither.
All right. Hey, we'll take it at that. Go ahead, Dave, and then Jen.
I'll go with the Roll Tide, Alabama.
All right, and then Jen.
I'm more than likely probably going to be at this game because we have a bye week, and I can't sit still. I can't sit still, and I don't want to drive too far. So with that being said, I think I think Alabama pulls this off, but by maybe 2 touchdowns. I don't think it's going to be a dominant victory.
Yeah. So I guess I can make a pick here. Wow. Yeah, give me Bama. I'll go Bama. I think they owe Tennessee because Tennessee's had a little bit of the upper hand of this in the last couple years. Yeah, I'll go Bama. But man, that stuff make me laugh every time, man. He said I hate Tennessee. But anyway, moving back here to tonight, man. This was a great time tonight. I really enjoyed having the coaches on and just having their great energy, their charisma, you can see the passion that they have. And I'm really, really excited to see what they have going forward. So yeah, special shout out again to Coach Dawn Thornton, the Diva coach, and then also Coach Donte Jackson for joining us tonight. And then also, football, they're on a bye week, but just, hopefully, as I talked to Coach Shade yesterday on the coach's call. Yeah, much needed bye week. When I talked to Coach Shade, he said that, we definitely need to get some guys back healthy. And hopefully when we hit the field down there in Birmingham, we've got some of our key pieces back because we need it. We're going to need them because our opponent, they're also on a bye week too. And, they're licking their own wounds a little bit because they had a tough one that ended down there in Jackson. But if you think that they're going to come to Birmingham licking their wounds, you got another thing coming. We got to be ready to roll. So next week, we will definitely talk plenty about the whole experience of the Magic City Classic, everything that it is, everything that we hope it will be, and we'll definitely get to talk the game. So what everybody can do for us is make sure that you get your minds right. Those that have refreshed from homecoming, but get your mind right and get yourselves ready to donate more money. Because donating money to the causes, to the school, and also to athletics is essential. And then also just make sure that you hit the like button and you tell somebody about this great show that we have. So Jay the Great, so awesome to have seen you last week and took those pictures. So I know you got a lot of pictures that you have to upload. So, you're going to see some of those homecoming game pictures. So you can check that out on our website. And you can also check that out on our Twitter page. And then Dave, appreciate seeing you once again, my brother.
Absolutely.
So all that you do, appreciate you. Corey, man, love everything you do, man, even while you're in your travels, brother. Traveling for work, still coming and being on, man. Appreciate that.
Yep. Thank you, man. Hey, one thing, Wayne, that it will be nice, man, if, at the end of basketball season and tournament, both teams playing in that championship game. Both A&M men and women playing in that championship game down in Atlanta. That's the goal.
Yeah,
man. That'd be so dope.
And to have your name called on Selection Sunday.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, when we get those championship rings and when we get called for Selection Sunday, y'all think I'm unhinged now. I'm just gonna elevate it to a whole nother level of unhingedness. I made that word up, but y'all gonna be like, is that Lord, somebody go get her. That's gonna be me. I'm just letting you know. I'm just gonna cut the food. So,
yeah. Well, y'all already know how I'm gonna be. So, but hey, appreciate y'all. Shout out to T and shout out to DT. Appreciate everybody for watching the show as you always do. We'll be back next week with another wonderful show. So God bless you and good night.